Hello, my name is Lucas Sweat, and I'm doing my project over scaffolding for my Construction 418 class, which is a class designed to teach about temporary structures. What is scaffolding? Scaffolding, also called scaffold or staging, is a temporary structure used to support a work crew and materials to aid in the construction, maintenance, and repair of buildings, bridges, and all other man-made structures. The history of scaffolding. According to Hardy Services, bamboo scaffold has been used in China for over 5,000 years. In traditional bamboo scaffolding, workers build frames of bamboo, lashing them together with rope. Though lightweight, bamboo proved to be sturdy enough to support equipment, materials, as well as workers. In Europe, the transition from unregulated, unstandardized wood scaffolding to the carefully regulated system we have now happened in the early 20th century. In 1906, Daniel Palmer Jones and his brother David Henry Jones started the Patent Rapid Scaffold Tie Company. In 1919, they introduced the Scaffixer. These were a set of fixings that would hold either wooden or metal pieces together much more securely than the traditional rope fastenings. Scaffolding today. Scaffolding is used widely across the world to provide a safe working platform for employees and equipment alike. Scaffolding today consists of three basic components: tubes, boards, and couplers. Tubes are usually made of aluminum or steel. Scaffolding can also be made out of composite. Composite scaffolding is used when overhead electrical cables cannot be isolated. The main difference between aluminum and steel scaffolding is that aluminum is much more lightweight. These tubes have a standard diameter of 48.3 millimeters and can be cut to fit a variety of lengths. Boards. Boards provide a working surface for scaffold users. They are seasoned wood and come in three thicknesses: 38 millimeter, which is typical, 50 millimeter, and 63 millimeter. These boards have a standard width of 225 millimeters and are a maximum of 3.9 meters long. Couplers. Couplers are the fittings which hold the tubes together. The most common are called scaffold couplers. And there are three basic types: right angle couplers, put-log couplers, and swivel couplers. To join tubes end-to-end joint pins, also called spigots, or sleeve couplers, are used. Standards, ledgers, and transoms. The key elements of scaffolding are the standard, ledger, and transoms. The standards, also called uprights, are the vertical tubes that transfer the entire mass of the structure to the ground, where they rest on a square base plate to spread the load evenly. Ledgers are the horizontal tubes connecting the standards. Transoms lay perpendicular to the ledgers to support the boards. So here I have a little diagram of where these are actually located so you guys can get a visual. Standards are these: vertical, which distribute all this weight down to the square base plate. Ledgers are these uh, horizontal poles, tubes. Transoms are actually, they lay perpendicular, like I said, to the ledgers. This provides a walkway area for your boards to lay on. OSHA on scaffolding. There are many regulations in which OSHA is set for scaffold use, most of which pertain to fall protection or the bracing of the structure itself. Fall protection or fall arrest systems. Each employee more than 10 feet above a lower level shall be protected from falls by guardrails or a fall arrest system, except those on a single point and 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds. Each employee on a single-point and 2-point adjustable suspended scaffold shall be protected by both a personal fall arrest system and a guardrail. Guardrail height. The height of the top rail for scaffold manufacturers and placed in service after January 1st, 2000 must be between 38 inches and 45 inches. The height of the top rail for scaffolds manufactured and placed in service before January 1st, 2000 can be between 36 inches and 45 inches. Cross bracing. When the cross point of a cross bracing is used as a top rail, it must be between 38 inches and 48 inches above the work platform. Midrails. Midrails must be installed approximately halfway between the top rail and the platform surface. When a cross point of cross bracing is used as a midrail, it must be between 20 inches and 30 inches above the work platform. Footings. Support scaffold footings shall be level and capable of supporting the loaded scaffold. The legs, poles, frames, and uprights shall bear on base plates and mudsills. Platforms. Supported scaffold platforms shall be fully planked or decked. Guying ties and braces. Supported scaffolds with a height to base of more than 4:1 shall be restrained from tipping by guying, tying, bracing, or the equivalent. Capacity. Scaffolds and scaffold components must support at least 4 times the maximum intended load. Suspension scaffold rigging must at least 6 times the intended load. Training. Employers must train each employee who works on the scaffold on the hazards and the procedures to control the hazards. Inspections. Before each work shift and after any occurrence that could affect the structural integrity, a competent person must inspect the scaffold and scaffold components for visible defects. Erecting and dismantling. When erecting and dismantling supported scaffolds, a competent person must determine the feasibility of providing a safe means of access and fall protection for these operations. The Willow Island disaster. The Willow Island disaster was the collapse of a cooling tower under construction at a power station in Willow Island, West Virginia on Thursday, April 27, 1978. Falling concrete caused the scaffold system to collapse, killing 51 construction workers. This is one of the deadliest construction accidents in the U.S. I picked this particular disaster because, like it says, it is one of the deadliest construction accidents in U.S. history, and it just so happens to be about scaffolding as well. What pretty much happened was they were trying to pull concrete up the scaffolding of the side of this cooling tower, and the weight of the concrete ripped the scaffolding off of the top of the building because it was only braced on the top. It ripped it off of the structure, and it just collapsed all the way to the ground. It killed 51 construction workers. I actually have a video here that I'd like to show.